Welcome to the Trisbrina Show. In this episode, you're going to discover how to unlock vibrant energy and banish stiffness in just 5 days. You see, a lot of people feel older than they really are, and they're looking for natural ways to reclaim their energy and vitality. And that's why the practice of doing an energy detox is creating such a buzz. It's helping folks feel incredible in just 5 days. So if you're wondering, I know most of you watching have already signed up for our 5-day Energy Detox and Reboot, but if you haven't and you're like, what is that? Well, it's not just another trend. This is a very powerful, feel-good approach to wellness that includes meditation, breathwork, Qigong, positive mindset shifts, and overall wellness. And it really does very quickly boost your health and your energy and your happiness levels. So in tonight's Trisbrina Show, that's what you're watching right now, our weekly show, we're gonna reveal to you the top 5 signs that you may need an energy detox and reboot so that you can feel that even more vibrant health, even more happiness, even more sense of well-being.
Well done. Amazing. And welcome to the show. Thank you, Sabrina.
Oh, if you haven't already signed up for the 5-day Energy Detox and Reboot.
That's where I was heading.
We are starting, so you can get, it's totally free. This is our Happy New Year gift to everyone.
Yeah.
This gets you a ticket for 5 free classes. Every day is a different topic. We can tell you more about that later in the show. And it also comes with a bonus so that you can start doing some Qigong right away in preparation. And you get a free program called Qigong for a strong and flexible spine. And that's access to keep forever. And you're allowed to share that link with your friends and family.
There you go. All right. An energy detox? What the heck is that? Years ago, we stumbled upon the beautiful energy art of Qigong, and so a lot of what we're going to be sharing today is how you can use the energy art of Qigong and breathwork and meditation, as Sabrina said, to really turn things around. I think a lot of us are open-minded. We're looking for holistic ways to transform our lives. We've probably got aches, pains, stiffness. Some of us are seeing some of those aging effects coming on a little too soon. We'd like to turn the clock back a little bit, and we can cover all of these things with energy. And energy is not woo, it's not weird. It's a beautiful thing that you can feel in your body. And Qigong is one of the most powerful ways to feel the energy, to unblock energy channels that get stifled energy inside of them. They flow through the tissues. It's known as the fascia. They flow through your limbs, your torso, and they're energy centers, and you can actually build up the energy in these areas, and you can feel amazing. So why don't we dive into the training for tonight? What are the 5 top reasons you might want to dig in and give it a go with an energy detox and reboot?
Well, I would say the number one reason that many, many people join us, and we've had 100,000 people join us for this type of event. The number one reason, and I think it's pretty obvious that it's the number one reason, because we often wait until we have a problem to look for a solution, where sometimes when I'm a little smarter, I'll start doing things to avoid the problem. But the number one reason is probably people that are having physical aches and pains, stiffness, and issues with mobility. And maybe they've tried some things, maybe they've tried some stretches, maybe they've tried moving, maybe they've tried not moving, maybe they've tried changing a chair that they sit in, and it doesn't seem to be addressing the issue, but they haven't gone through the door of the energy. What is disrupting the flow of energy in your body so your body can't heal, so your body cannot remember how to be mobile, so that your brain-body connection is working again?
That's what we're going to do on day number 1 in the Energy Detox and Reboot. And we've got a beautiful framework that we're going to take you through over the 5 days. And if you've been to one of them before, as you know, it's sort of like you read a book the first time and you get what you get from the book. And then the second time, there's always more because you're different and you perceive more. Well, every energy event, people always say, wow, it was so different. I learned something new this time. Well, for those reasons, you're fresh, you're new, you maybe need a different modality or a different tool at that time. And we're expanding and growing as teachers as well. So our framework on day 1 is going to help you to get into the tissue inside the physical body, right? So when we say physical body, we say that a lot. You're like, why is he saying physical body? It's a body. Well, there's two bodies. There's an energy body and there's the physical meat, bones, tissues. And on day one, we go into the tissue, the muscle, the fascia, because not only do you want to open up and unwind tension from the tissue, but the energy pathways lie inside that tissue. So if that tissue is tight, it has adhesions, it's gripping, it's actually pinching off the flow of the energy. Now, if you've never felt energy before, you're still going to have a great benefit just from the physical techniques alone, but we'll get to day two in a moment. Okay.
All right.
So the physical door, physical pain, stiffness, aches, low energy.
So the second sign that you would benefit greatly from an energy detox and reboot would be you just feel like low energy or lower energy that you want. Maybe at 2 o'clock, you're at the tired level that you want to feel at 6 o'clock. Or you wake up in the morning and you feel a little tired. It's just an overall sense of where is all my energy. Like my dad, he laughs at me a lot. He lives with us. He'll say, he goes, you have so much energy. You have so much energy. You have so much energy.
He's witnessing.
But he loves it.
Energizer
he
bunny.
loves seeing the energy. He's 86 and has some health issues. And he's like, wow, like to be able to run around like that. So I think we all remember what it feels like to feel so vital and so full of energy, to have enough energy to do the things we want to do for ourselves and to have the energy to help the ones we love, to have an energy to get the stuff on the to-do list done rather than, you're a third of the way through and then tomorrow, put it on tomorrow's list. Right?
It's so true. And, if you're dealing with physical pain or an illness or a nasty injury, and if you've got that going on for a while where it's become chronic and part of your identity, that alone is sucking the life force right out of you because it's a lot of work for the body and the mind to manage the pain. I remember being in physical pain for many years, and it was like year number 3 that I was so done. I was so spent. I had nothing left in the tank. And I was strong and I had power and all that, and it was gone. And so speaking to that, it's like that energy to heal. If that's not there, then you just feel like you're on a downward spiral. So when you look through the physical body and the way we're going to teach us
you're too tired to do what you need to do to feel better.
Exactly. And sometimes for someone in the healing journey, doing physical things feels like it hurts more. It aggravates it. It causes more inflammation. And that's why the way we address this process is day 2 is often the best day for somebody in that condition because it's more gentle and it's going past the tissue using the power of your mind and your breath and intention inside your body. And that's where you start to get to know your energy system and your energy centers. And when they are blocked and disrupted, they do link up with the physical body and they can keep you stuck in physical pain. So by resetting those energy pathways, that's what happened for me, is not only did my energy come back online, I started feeling more optimistic, but then I was able to go back to the physical body and get into those techniques. So I just want to point that out because some people that might be coming to this are like, yeah, I can't do that physical stuff right now. And we understand. And if you can do that physical stuff right now and you add the energy to it and these energy techniques, it's a whole other level of transformation that you may have never experienced before.
Yeah.
I thought this whole energy thing was super, like we use the word woo-woo, but it was. I didn't understand it. I never felt it. I thought it was weird. It just seemed like pie in the sky, foofy. And then when you actually feel it, not just between your hands, but you can feel it inside you building.
And you intellectually understand it.
And why it's working, and there's the science behind it. And then you become all in. It's hard to ever go back to not doing energy work.
Yeah. So. And one thing that we do that I'm super proud of, and it's probably from our background of teaching for so many years, each of us have taught for 40 years, is we understand that we are all at a different starting point. So there may be a movement or a technique It actually, those of you who have signed up for the 5-day Energy Detox and Reboot event, and you got the bonus when you signed up called Qigong for a strong and flexible spine, you saw this. It's called picture in picture. So you see Tristan doing a movement, but then in a little square, you see how would you do that if you're currently confined to a chair? What if you couldn't get up and do it? What if you needed to do it sitting down? So I call that a modification. And then you might also see the picture in picture later of like, dang, he is going for it. He's really deep in his legs. He's really bending. I like to call that an enhancement. So there's many people who are like, well, can I have like a more athletic approach for what my goals are? Or could I have an extra gentle? And then there's like what we're delivering. So these events that we do are for everyone, all levels and all ages. There will be people showing up that are in their 30s that are feeling great, or in their 30s that are feeling stiff, and in their 80s that are feeling great, or in their 80s that are feeling stiff. And we really make it work for everyone.
In fact, the gift that you were just talking about is on that same link right there. So when you go to that page, at the top, you'll see the free ticket to come to this 5 days of training. So we're just telling you a little bit about why we think an energy detox is the way to go. But the actual training happens at the event. And the gift, if you scroll down the page a little bit, you'll see it's the healthy, strong, flexible spine. And that's the gift Sabrina was mentioning.
Yeah.
So you can go get that right there.
All right, the third reason that you may need an energy detox and reboot, which I think we all do every single year.
I need one every day.
This one, it may be surprising, but it's the one that I probably relate to the most, is the way that worrying and anxiety and kind of like these looping thoughts where I may just be looping in thoughts about taking care of someone else, so I could have issues with like trying to be in control of a situation, trying to take care of something, but it affects my sleep and it affects my digestion, and it really eats up all your energy. Right, so if I have it like on my iPhone, it's called leaving an app running in the background, and it's eating up all my battery and eating up all my charge, even though I'm doing something else. That's the way I feel with this, like this state of worrying. It's like a really low grade, simmering, very low grade, almost like a panic. Like I don't know, but things don't usually go right. And
it's an
angst. For me, it might just be like, I feel like some of us just kind of have done that since maybe we were younger. And we don't know that there's a way to let it go, and that it is a shift of energy because it's a different type of energy. So what I just want to be clear here is I used to think, I've got tons of energy. I've got so much energy I can worry about everybody. That's like a volume of energy. We're talking about a different quality of energy. It's actually a different frequency. It's a more peaceful frequency. It's a highly more intelligent frequency. So when I'm worrying, I don't find the right answer. I'm not able to see the best solution because I'm too honed in on the problem. But when you do an energy detox and reboot and you let go of all the blocks that are keeping me from seeing the best solution, the right decision, and also fall more into a state of trust and faith, it really helps me link back into the life that I want to live in, which is a life of faith and trust, and surrendering to something that is bigger than me. And I think that for anyone who has that type of anxiety, and I think as a woman, not that men don't, that motherly instinct, like we have that thing where we want to take care of everybody, but it's the quality of the energy with which we caretake that we can shift. It's not about not helping. It's being in the beautiful energy of like the divine rather than in some type of frantic, controlling, fearful energy.
Well, in order to help all of us with this condition, on the day 3, we're doing standing and sitting meditation practices. And I think the standing practices are really powerful from Qigong because you're engaging your physical body and your mind. So your mind is being given a job rather than sitting to meditate and sort of drifting off into thoughts or feeling like sleepy. You're engaged. Mm-hmm. And what that does is that helps the mind, like I said, to have a job. And then you're doing breathing techniques or certain visualization techniques known as Qigong. It's where you pull your energy inside and you cleanse and heal the body of anxiety that gets trapped inside. When Sabrina was just talking about this anxiety and this looping and worry, I got the picture, the analogy of the frog. You've probably heard it. I don't think it's a very nice analogy, but it's an effective one. And he's in water, and it's on a low temperature.
In a frying pan, right?
In a frying pan, or like yeah. And then little by little, it gets hotter and hotter and hotter, and then all of a sudden the water is boiling, the frog freaks out and jumps out. See, I changed it. The frog escapes. I like this better.
New rules.
He doesn't get cooked. He jumps out like all of us.
Anyway, but the point is...
No, I'm going to do the point. I got the point. So the point is, let me land this one. That's what's happening every day in our life is we don't know that we're under the cooker, right? And so then it becomes the new norm. I recall when first doing these clearing and healing meditations, I sensed the source of the gripping and the holding and the worrying. And I was like, I've been doing that and I didn't even know I was doing it. It's sort of like a magnifying glass.
Even when you sleep.
Yeah, like grinding your teeth or just that angst. It flies under the cognitive radar and it's just there. And what it's like you said, having too many tabs open on the computer, it's still drawing resources from the computer. It's drawing resources from our life force.
Yeah.
And it's aging us too fast.
Yes.
And we're not getting the deep sleep and it's getting trapped. It's called issues get stuck in the tissues. So the meditations shine light on where the holding patterns are, but they do one step more than that. They teach you how to release that negative pattern and reset and recalibrate the brain and the body using the breath. And that's where we go on day 3.
Awesome.
Really important.
And if you have done meditations before, I just want to say this is going to be very different. It feels more engaged and more active, and yet at the same time more surrendered. When we teach this meditation, many people just start crying because they said, I have not felt this much bliss in so long.
Such a release.
So I'm really excited for you
Can
to
I
join on day 3.
recap real quick? So day 1, day 2, day 3, we're looking at the things that can go off, that can go sideways, the physical body, pain, stiffness. Then next, the drain of that energy, managing the pain or just not having the replenishment. And then the third phase of in the looping, the worry, the angst, the stress. Day 1 does the physical training to help get rid of that joint pain and stiffness. Day 2 heals the energy pathways to bring fresh energy back in the body. And day 3, we're building on this. Day 3 then takes you into those standing and sitting meditations that are more effective when you've done the physical and the energetic, and then these open up. And anyone's ever struggled with meditation, when they do it in this process or this framework, they're like, this is so easy because it creates something known as body, mind aligned.
And the fourth reason that you, fourth sign that you would benefit from an energy detox and reboot, this is not one that you can just totally put your finger on, so I'm going to describe it. I'm sure you can in just a minute. Put your finger on.
You take it away, girl.
Is this feeling that, okay, well, that teacher said to do that, and this one said this, and this one says it's all about energy, and that one says it's my subconscious mind, and this one told me I need to lose weight, and this one says I just need to pray. What all these pieces, and how do they fit together and create some type of wholeness? What is the connection of all of those parts, and how can I use everything that I've learned about wellness and vitality? I don't want to throw that all away. How can I use every single thing that I've learned and all that I've been and all the experiences that I've been through and bring them to this big pile that I'm in and organize it in a way that I can benefit the most, the fastest? How can I see a clear picture of where I am in different areas of my life with my wellness and my energy, and what the next best step is from there, with simplicity and clarity. And from understanding how all the parts fit together, you feel more together. And it's very relaxing. And we call this day like the Satori map, because it's a map of how all the parts of your energy and health and wellness and mindset fit together into a very simple but unique and genius way.
It is pretty genius. It comes from this symbol, not Pepsi Cola, the yin and the yang. And we'll dive deep into how the authors of this powerful symbol embedded within it the teachings.
You're having trouble hearing, right?
Let us bring in our podcasting voices. All right, let us know if that's better. So in this yin and yang, which represents balance and returning to oneness and a flowing harmony that happens within the body, the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine, the hot, the cold, right? The up, the down, this balance of contrasting, seemingly opposite energies. When you bring them back into balance, you actually can see where your life is out of balance.
See.
You can see it.
You can see it.
Because if energy is everything, energy affects your feelings and it affects your thoughts. So when you change the energy in your body and you bring it back online and you balance the yin and the yang flow of energy and the mind and the body, and the mind is also in the body and the body is in the mind, and we'll go there. When you bring it back into harmony, it changes the way not only that you feel, but the way that you think. You actually have a lot of clear perspective.
I like that hand motion. Do it again.
The way that you think. Feel and think. Thank you. I'll have to remember that. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the comedy show. But where I'm going with this is that now you start thinking and feeling in a way that's aligned. So a lot of times when we're feeling bad, we're going to have kind of negative, crappy thoughts.
It's hard not to.
Negative, crappy thoughts, your body feels worse and you get in a loop. But when you start feeling good, and we can help you build what we call the bliss body, where your body's so happy, your mind becomes so happy, and you start looking through a different lens of life. And it's at that point in time where you start to have what's called Satori, which is clear insight. You can actually see from a very discriminating perspective, and I mean like discernment, not discriminating against anyone. You can discern where things are off. Wait a minute, I'm showing up in this area of my life and this isn't congruent with me anymore. Mm-hmm. Or I'm doing things over here with these people or this job or whatever that it's just not in alignment with who I want to be. And what that means is your identity starts to shift and become the identity, the person that you love being. And a lot of people struggle with that because the mind and the body are misaligned. So if you do day 1, day 2, day 3, and we bring you into day 4 where you're starting to create that coherence, you start to, then we'll show you the mapping of how it all maps in together. You will have the ability to shape your energy. It's an energy detox and reboot. You will reboot your energy in the different areas of life. And we will show you this mapping system. It's genius, like Sabrina said, and you got to attend. Boom, boom, boom. Day 4 is your day to get to learn that.
And day 5 is probably my favorite.
Well, she's such a little energizer bunny. I can see why this would be your favorite.
Day 5 is really where we address energy fitness. So we combine energy with some traditional modalities and untraditional, and we have so much fun. What this session really focuses on is preventing and reversing sarcopenia, which is age-related muscle loss. And guess what? If you're over 30, you got it, right? It just happens year after year after year, and you can do things to stop it or slow it down and even reverse it. And the other things that we address during day 5 is we talk a lot about bone density. not just osteoporosis, but just that little bit of bone density, the bones getting weaker. What can we do with energy to make the bones stronger? And what can we do a certain way that we can tug on the bones in gentle ways that the brain says, oh, I better make her bones stronger. She's going to tug on them in this way. We also get into balance work, which has to do with if you were walking and tripped and your body is used to recalibrating sideways, backwards, and forwards. Like I trip all the time. I don't fall down because I'm highly coordinated. So
that's why she trips all the time.
No, just all. I was a professional dancer, and off the stage, all dancers were really clumsy. We're all like Lucille Ball, right?
Yes.
I hit my elbows on everything.
Especially your elbows.
Yeah. So day 5 we call
it's energy fitness.
Energy
really.
fitness fusion, and we call it a fusion because I have a deep background in dance, ballet, ballroom, Latin dancing, martial arts, kickboxing. We've both been personal trainers. So people that have super light weights, 1 pound, 2 pound, 3, 4, 5, they bring those weights. You absolutely don't need them. But we talk about how can we increase the benefits of like something that somebody else might just call an exercise program through intention, attention, and adding energy to the mix to catapult the results so that what you are more muscle. Your bones are strong. So the physical body is actually very strong and it's able to hold so much energy, and you're able to use all this energy that we've created to also make the body stronger. So I think of this beautiful partnership between my mind that says, show up, get your butt to class, show up on day 5, stand up, do that thing, right? My mind helps me do that. It helps me be consistent. It helps me be disciplined. And when that other voice comes in and goes, but I could just sit here and watch, it says, no, get your butt up. Right? That it does that because it loves this body temple and it wants this body temple to be strong. And the body temple is saying, do it for me, because if you do those things, you're going to give me the symbols and the signs and the chemical triggers so that I can help your muscles be stronger. I can help your circulation. I can help you be more flexible. I can do all those things for you, but you got to feed me the signals that I need. So those two things just really work hand in hand, and I think Fitness Fusion so beautifully lets you experience that in a I think the most fun, entertaining way you've ever seen to stay in shape.
It's kind of like an aggregation of everything that we've been talking about, but expressed through an energy dance, energy fitness. So while you're doing these movements, we can get kind of vocal because you're feeling so great, you want to declare it like an incantation. You're moving your body and you're speaking your truth, and your body is listening, right? It's kind of keeping score, and it's getting upgraded every time you exercise from an empowered place. It's not like dragging your butt to the gym or going to the class where you don't enjoy it, or they're doing positions that you can't do, things like that. You're like, I can do this. And that's the coolest thing when our community shares this with us. It's like, I'm doing this. I can do these moves.
Modifications and enhancements.
And what happens is you feel empowered. Your energy becomes fully integrated in this session. So it's a real beautiful aggregation of all that we're saying. And then when you're done, because you're so aligned and you're in this positivity, you start to think about what you want to create, and you move into your day from a very empowered, creative place. And what we have found is that if you don't move your body, whether it's the gentle side of Qigong to this more fun fitness fusion side, if you don't move your body consistently, your body becomes a big detractor and distractor. Its energy drops down and it affects your motivation, it affects your joy levels, it affects the new creative energy that wants to flow through us. But when your body, and we always say it's through the body, you get back connected to the energy and to your heart, and then your mind starts to think new thoughts, you become inspired by life. You get highly motivated to engage in your life. And this is the number one concern after thousands of polls that we've done The number one, people say, is I've lost the motivation. This reverses that. And number two, I haven't found anything that I enjoy enough to be consistent.
Yep.
And that's why this is fun.
And it's doable.
Doable and fun. So that's how we're blending it all together.
And then a lot of people say, because of the shame I feel over not taking care of my body, they kind of give up. Don't give up on yourself. It's never too late. Right, so I said this earlier. We will have people showing up for our 5-day Energy Detox and Reboot event. If you haven't gotten your ticket, go get a ticket. It's completely free. Share it with everybody that you love. They will be thanking you for it. We've had over 100,000 people go through this. When you go to the page, you can read what people are saying. I got an email today from a woman. She said, I'm 82, and I am absolutely loving the free bonus, Qigong for a strong flexible spine. She said, I'm actually doing this. Thank you so much. We get emails from people who are 30 years old saying, I'm sitting at my desk all day and my back is hurting, but the Qigong is making my back feel better.
So effective.
So grab your ticket, and we start January 14th, and we go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. There are replays available for about 48 hours. So if you're in a time zone where you can't join us live, it's at 1 o'clock Texas time, 2 o'clock New York time, 11 o'clock California time, and I think 7 o'clock London time. All the details are on that page.
All right.
You'll be so glad that you did this.
It's so much fun. Can't wait to see you there. Do go ahead and share it with your friends, your family. Everybody's invited. It's a big party. Come and hang out with the community. And
unlock vibrant health and banish stiffness in only 5 days.
Voila.